Hi guys, so this is for your aerial yoga hammocks and how to tie them, your runners, and then how we are going to be opening those runners so you can wash your hammocks. Your hammocks need to be washed in cold water. Gentle cycle, much like your, under things. Also, when you are trying to dry your hammocks, I would highly recommend first doing the air dry. So all through, they dry super quick also. So you could be doing that all through fall, but then come winter, what you want to do is much like your under things, you can put them in a bag and put them in your dryer at the lowest setting possible. All right, so here it goes. What are runners? These are your runners. All right, these will be attached to your hammock. I am going to grab Angela's hammock real quick and show it to you. All right, so give me a minute. Angela, can you give me the blue one? Yeah. So the easiest thing to do, you guys, is to do it on a dining table or on a floor that is nice and clean, because you don't want to be able to catch stuff on it. And then what you want to do is find your edges. All right, edges is where the way you can figure out the difference is that your sides will be longer, much longer, and the corner of your edge is smaller. Okay, that is the main difference, because it does roll onto itself. Couple of things that you need to know is, because I'm used to wearing a sari, it is very easy for me to do these folds. It might not come to you naturally. All right, you will see that there is a really shiny side to your fabric and a relatively dull side to your fabric. You'll have to really look at your fabric to ascertain that. Shiny side of the fabric, dull side of the fabric. The shiny side of the fabric stays on the outside. Now, if I was wearing a sari, I know it is tricky, you guys. There is a way of the placement of fingers, and I just make pleats like this. What that does is it keeps your fabric kind of, what is the word I'm looking for? Consistent, instead of having, like sometimes when the fabric doesn't feel right when you guys are hanging, that's because that maybe the fabric was longer in one place and tighter in the other place. So when I do it like this, I can always assure that my fabric is going to be right. But as you guys don't wear a sari, I guess this is not a no-go. All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to take your fabric and spread it, and that's why I said that you might want to be on a longer plane, and you want to have it flat. So you see how I have it laid down facing you guys so that the edge is kind of straight, and you can align it like so. Make sure it is nice and straight. And here I'm actually tricking myself because there is a line in the floor that I can align it with. Yeah? And here we go. Now from here, you're going to find the center point of your fabric, which is right here for me. Maybe I should move this camera. Can you guys, let me take it higher. I think it'll be, no, lower. Here we go. There, do you see that? So we're going to find it, the center of that fabric, right about here. And I'm going to take my giant ass on the other side. And you are going to start by collecting here like that. And then you take one side and you place it gently on the other side. Now then you can lift here and take, so this is my left side, that is my right side. I made 2 loops here, and then I lifted and I made another loop, and then you gather your fabric. So you can go on both sides, making sure right over here that the fabric is, Angela, can you bring it closer? Like just lift the thingy up and bring it closer. Go, 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 go. Yes, keep on coming and then come towards me. And here we go. So these little parts of the fabric, they should be together. That way then your fabric will stay nice and happy, okay, on your body. Good. And then, yeah, just take it back now. Thank you, babe. And so once you do that, I am just going to finish this properly over here, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And here we go. Cool? And then you want to take your hands and make it nice and tight like a rope over here, like that. So now your fabric is kind of together, and you always want to leave a little tail. You have to leave this tail. One, your fabric is long enough to be used in our studio, in the studio space, but it's a decent size, little bit on the lengthy side for a 9-foot ceiling. So when you leave these tails, it will help you not to readjust your fabric again and again. Alright, so be mindful of leaving the tail like so. And then you are going to bring your runners. Alright? Your runners. When you look at your runner, you will see a hard part of the runner right here. Angela, if you can bring it closer again. You will see this little knob that stands out, and then just place it here. I think I'll be fine here. Yes, thank you. So this knob, you guys, you're going to take your fabric, and I'm going to show it towards you. Flip it around, and I'm going to place my knees so that the fabric doesn't move, and we have this right here. This little knob that I just showed you comes towards your legs, towards my legs, like so. Make sure your runner is nice and open. You're going to take this, now we have 2 loops. The nub is towards me, and then there is this loop. You're going to take your nub, loop it through, and it ties. So now we have a tie here. Now every single time that you bring it through here, you're going to take it through that loop. Opening it here, spreading your runner through, and making this loop over and over. It would seem that it is tight, but we all know from experience that once you start taking your classes, this will end up getting longer and longer because it's going to get tighter and tighter on the fabric over here. So try to go as small as possible that you can with this nub. Here we go, and we are ready. So now your fabric is all tied and ready to be hung. Looks like this, okay? This is the loop that we have been taking this nub through over and over and over. This is how it looks, all right? You will notice that it is all holding the fabric tightly over here. When you are wanting to adjust your fabric, and if you take it into home practice, you can loosen this little loop here, loosen all the ties and adjust. You've seen me do it at the studio, adjust it back and forth. You have to be super careful when you do that. That's when the fabric will kind of release and readjust itself, and that's when maybe, you know, like your folds might not go the way they were designed to. Now, you're going to take this tail, this is an extra safety measure, and you're going to make a knot, simple knot. The intention here is again so that the, what is this known as? So that the runner, just in case, does not run out and fall the other way. So just a knot like this, and you are ready for for your aerial yoga class. I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side for Angela. And also, I just wanted to let you guys know that I know it is challenging, okay? I know it is challenging and I understand that. What we can, if you really need to wash your fabric, which I know that you will want to, I promise you will want to. You can just message me and say, hey Neelam, I really needed help with the tying of the fabric. Will you be able to help me? And say, for example, if our aerial yoga class is at 10 a.m. on Saturday, you could show up at like 9:15 and we could go over it in person. All right. Thank you so much for buying your own Shakti Aerial hammocks. Can't wait to hang out with you guys. Love you. Bye.